Bring this meeting to order
Water in Washington, so.
for the Town of Brunswick Planning Board, May 16th, 2024. If everybody would please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, our agenda this evening is as follows. Number one, Park East Ventures, amendment to site plan. Applicant seeks to amend the previously approved site plan application to expand an existing building and construct a staging area on property located at 1173 Huzik Road at the intersection of Brick Church Road. Park East Ventures Incorporated is the applicant. Number two, Chanel, site plan amendment and special use permit. Applicant seeks to amend a previously approved site plan application and also seeks a special use permit to expand an existing self-storage facility on property located at 20 Tiger's Lane. Tom Chanel is the applicant. There's also some other notes at the bottom of the printed agenda. The application for an amendment to the previously approved special use permit submitted by Zachary Oriel has been tabled at the request of the applicant, and we will be reviewing new applications received after the May 2nd regular meeting. First on our agenda is to review the May 2nd meeting. We're going to have an opportunity to read those. Is there any corrections, changes to them? Okay, hearing none, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as they were submitted. Do I have a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, first on our agenda is the Park East Ventures amendment to the site plan.
Good evening, everyone. So really the goal of this meeting is just to walk through some comments and concerns. There were some questions last meeting that I was unable to answer, so I had nobody. Now I've got two, both representatives from Park East Reifenberg. I'm sure you know their faces. I'll just confirm there is no updated material to review. We received the TE review letter from May 7th, shortly after the submission deadline, so it was not ample enough time to even provide an update or make a revised submission. So you will see nothing changed on these plans and just showing them for reference. So really what I'd like to do is there's a couple of comments in this review letter that's resurfacing, and there's also some clarification that we're going to request and hopefully have some open dialogue with all you folks, since there is some concrete information that can be shared and not be confused along the way with my butchering. So just to reiterate, we did get the comments from Mr. LaBerge. There are several in there that are a direct duplicate that were addressed, and we'll take that. We'll provide a comment response letter to him. So really what we're looking at is there's a lot of comments and discussion of should. And one of the focus of the meeting last time was what's happening out front in front of the building, as far as equipment storage, parking, striping, what's going on. Some of the content of the letter reinforced that and is expressing the interest for us to expand the limits of the project. So there's a little bit more than just modifying pavement and removing curb and adjusting landscaping. That has some other implications that I'd like to be able to express, and then also have some backup with some clarification and some content from the actual applicant. So that's one point, and then there's also some clarification that's been requested as far as the future operations that will be occurring at the site. There was some confusion as far as what the buildings would be used for, who's there, who's not. So that I can state that Sharon Springs is no longer there. Reifenberg moved to Park East stays. Did I get that right? Correct. Yes. So Sharon moved out, Reifenberg in, Park East stays. So we'll repeat. So that we're prepared to offer as far as clarification, again, to reinforce the amount of employees and trucks, anything that will be stored on site, which kind of goes into the first concern that we had as far as expanding the project to do these additional amenities and landscaping and curbing and things like that. So it's something that we'd like to just open up for the dialogue to see and understand the substance behind the should, and let everybody understand where all those concerns are coming from. And now that we've got the applicant and myself here, we can provide it. So that's the opportunity that we can take right now, since we have a.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll start off the dialogue. I visited the site, I forget what day it was, but at any rate, and I was concerned about the extra discussion at a previous meeting about what the display area, parking, and so forth. I know from previous applications, previous approval, that there was always some type of outside display area for in case of capital tractors, farm equipment, and then there's Kubota, so forth. And it's a very defined area. I mean, there's a wall that goes in front. That picture, I assume it's probably close to the right of way area, I assume. The property line?
The wall is just, I'm trying to get this to work. We were talking right here. It's where that the parcel boundary
It's
juts
all
in
been
by the wall.
freshly mowed and everything in front, I went by today and everything like that. And that's always been defined as that area, that raised area, as a display area. As a matter of fact, I believe there's a very tall lighting for the display area.
There are 3 light poles in that area, correct. So it extends up the retaining wall.
My main concern was exactly what else was going to be there. I know there was designated parking to our customers and new employees. I believe there was a strip rail fence there. And it looked like there was cars parked facing the highway into the fence. And then there was a couple cars and trucks and so forth that seemed to loop around as a secondary parking area on the other side of the street, fence, facing the building. I don't necessarily have a problem with any of this. I just think that it should be a little bit defined on the drawing, of where those areas are.
As far as the employee and the stock crap.
Yeah.
That can,
For reference, the backside right now is just strictly based on the move from 159, so just a little overburden. That area will be always dedicated for sales. There won't be parking.
Okay.
Parking will be on the other side of the rail fence.
I mean, if it's maintained in there, I mean, you have equipment, if I'm not mistaken, that you do sell,
Yes.
so forth and so on.
Yes.
I believe a couple of those pieces are on the front there in the house.
Correct. Yep.
correct, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any real problem with it, but I thought if we were gonna go through this process, and we were talking about where everything is going to be parked and everything like that, that, you know, some designation in the front on the drawings, that this is customer parking or overflow cover, or whatever way you want to do it. That was my comment, and my reason for going. I really didn't have a good feel for how deep that was. It was quite a property from that building to the road. So there shouldn't be any, you know, turning radius issues or anything like that. So I'll make those comments, and I can open up the board to, whether we want to add on to that. We did have quite a bit of discussion at our last meeting. Anybody have any other thoughts or comments on that?
There's also another retaining wall that runs, east-west there, and sometimes I've seen vehicles parked on top of that, is that
Again, temporary.
temporary?
Yeah, that area was always kind of used as a display area for the smaller temporary. But temporary now until we get everybody shuttled into the building.
Do you want to allow for, say, 3 cars to be parked up there, just, or 5 cars?
I'd rather not see them parked here, to be honest with you. I think what you're looking at makes me a little crazy too, so.
They're up on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask Mike.
The intent there is to be available for.
Slid that.
We used to sell all the amounts, all the whole.
Right. Okay. So it will still be used as a central
Display area.
display.
The main one parallel to,
Yeah, it runs along, in front.
Now, as far as the employee parking, the number of employees that would be at that site, working in the buildings would be what?
So right now, it would be, 4 buildings, well, 3 with the cold storage, so it would be 4, potentially 5. 4 in the shop, excuse, 5 in the building next door, and then we're maximum 8 to 10. We, Rifenberg Contracting vacated that property, which leaves us more space. And that was a deduction of 9 people, and then there was 14 people previously in the Sharon Springs.
Okay, let me, let's take, you're gonna have quite a few, dumps
Yes.
and so forth. It'll be serviced, and are they dispatched out there?
So I would say that right now it's probably 50-50 that we're dispatched out of here and out of the Herkimer location. Maybe 60-40 here.
Now, I would assume that a driver comes, in the morning with his own vehicle.
Correct. And we've designated parking area in the rear on the existing property in the back. We've designated some employee parking there as well, and also on the side of the offices, which is where the milling zone is.
Okay.
Which was previous parking, it was just all rutted, it was a kind of a mess over there. So we tried to neaten that up, so you could obviously space a few more vehicles.
so I think for that, it would make sense to maybe throw a leader on there to help in the next iteration on the plan to show employee parking remains, employee parking on those, overflow employee parking in the back.
Right. And then it's just as a note too, the 2 temporary, or 2 porta johns will be placed at the back portion for the drivers that come in and out of the dispatch back there.
Okay.
The old Sharon,
Yeah.
the old Sharon Springs,
Well, eventually, so we definitely want to see.
Right.
the old Sharon Springs building, you've been spending a lot of fixing that all up.
Yeah,
That's
that
the rep.
sign has been completely re-sided and refaced, and, yes.
Did you figure out employee parking if somebody rents that and they have,
So at this point, it won't be ready. We've moved 2 employees from Ravenburg over to there to operate.
you have a sign out front that says office space for rent?
That is in the Park East building. There's 4 vacant offices upstairs.
So you could potentially have more employees.
Potentially could have 4 more, yes.
But, what's your timing for these various phases? What's your,
I'd say we're probably 30 days completed, 30 days from being completed from the move from 159, everything in its place.
is that, what is that, phase 1?
Sure. Is that what you consider phase 1?
Well, as far as the phasing, that's more geared towards the erosion sediment control as far as what to keep the disturbance under 5 acres. It's not necessarily a phasing attributed to the business relocation. The phasing is more for the construction, the movement of the soil on the site, to construct it and not exceed 5 acres and have your proper stabilization and
What's the plan? You guys are down by the 1st of August, or October, or
I guess. From the time we're awarded a permit to the end,
Well, it depends on the building.
it depends on the building.
It's not a
permit as well.
step to get a building permit, and then build a building. So the completion wise would be January 1st. Into spring.
all through the phase.
that's for the building and the fee.
Getting staging, and obviously we would get it quicker, self-perform, the building will.
So you-
No, just kidding.
He was saying the building would be a little bit more delayed because the staging they would do in-house.
Dwayne? I know you're not the engineer. I have to recuse myself to this application, okay?
So hours of operation,
Hours of operation, 7 to 5. Seven to 5.
Just a clarification on the hours of operation of what?
of all operations, so if you have
6
somebody.
to 5.
Yeah, 6 to 6,
24 hours. That's real clear. We can't be limited by a time. We work at night, there's trucks coming in all the time. Depends on what the working season, there's no restriction.
These are the same hours that you maintained on the 278.
We maintain it there.
There as well.
Yeah. So it's really,
that's fine, I just
yeah,
don't want somebody to say, oh, they're only supposed to be open from 6 to 6, Monday to Friday, and
I was speaking from the building, and I was thinking from customer standpoint.
Talking about his hours.
Just hoping to get that
That's 7 to 3.
9 to 3?
with a couple more zeros in there.
What's the, what, how much residential property is in proximity to this site? You know, like 500 houses, like, where I'm going with this is, if you're working all night, and then I personally won't put a break for 3 o'clock in the morning.
There's no jink breaks on the property.
What's that?
That's the road that would be jink breaking, not the property. There's no.
Well, okay.
I don't know, I mean,
the
They won't be up
comes
to
down the road
speed.
every morning at 5 o'clock and it's not them.
These are the neighbors right next door.
These are,
They're the parts that
Every
are
single day,
live right.
the one truck comes by and drops the J three. Every single day, right all the way, probably not here. Every
Well, I hear them down. They live off.
But it's
and
not
it's
these
not
guys.
these guys
I mean,
coming
they're-
out.
I never heard
Neither is Wendy.
I see empty trucks and all that. Things are on the side, they reach the J three.
Truck breaks.
Now, as far as the engineering, and Ron LaDoge, he made a bunch of comments and so forth and so on.
Yeah, I'll follow up with him. There's probably 5 that are direct copy and paste that were addressed.
Okay.
The concrete washout, stockpiles, those are labeled on C7, I'm looking at it right now. Not C7, C6. So little things like that. I'll follow up with him and I'll address the, send him a letter.
Okay.
There's some slips in there that, some of the short comments for,
Did I miss a memo or something? I thought he was.
I did correspond with him. His correspondence to me said he did speak with you. He's actually out of town today.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to attend tonight. And then you would be coordinating with him directly.
yeah, I plan on submitting another response to his not another to this, but an updated comment response letter to TV number 2.
Okay.
With, there's a couple of things on here as far as the plans that, that was another step I wanted to ask about. We do have the existing lighting shown and in the square footage. We're trying to understand if that's required in the code, since we're not really modifying anything out front. And then the last one was the building elevation. We understand that is in the code, but we'd like to have some reprieve from that, since the building that we're proposing is secluded in the back and not necessarily visible from the front. So that was another topic I'd like to be able to discuss.
You're talking about the total height of the building is over 30 feet?
No, in both letters, he actually asked for an elevation showing the facade, the material. I know we did it on Stewart's, that's a little bit different of a taste, but this is a building in back of the existing building, business zone, not really visible with everything that's there. So we're just looking for either a waiver or how to address that, because it could show up again. So,
Is your intent to carry the roof line and carry the?
Two separate buildings.
Would it be-
Yeah, it's just a tiny to
would be addressed as-
it's not an exact tie-in, there is a breezeway,
15-foot breezeway.
because we wanted to have that separation from fire code, but it's I'll let you've been developing the plans.
I believe the height's 27.3, and I don't know if that exactly matches the building, but I believe it might be a tad lower.
Is that to the peak?
Correct. Or,
This township takes the roof height to the mean.
I'm sorry, once again?
This municipality takes roof height to the mean, the average from the peak to the bottom of the roof. It works in your favor.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a set of plans yet, so I can't tell whether you need a variance for the height or not.
Yeah, we just had a
We just have to.
footprint showing the slab with some siding. We're not asking, I'm going to say we're not asking for any variance over the height at this time, but I just wanted to open it up, because right now we don't have it, we don't want to have that hold up the next step.
Until I get a set of plans and we calculate what the mean is, I can't tell whether you need a variance or not. So if you've got some preliminary plans, at least you get them to me.
think what I'm trying to get to a point where we have sufficient complete information in order to have a public hearing. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do, a public hearing. And, obviously, Ron is not here, so a consulting engineer would be able to shed some light on that. My personal opinion is I think we have enough, but I'm going to leave that to maybe Andy to comment.
No, I would concur. I do think there's adequate site plan information, there's adequate technical information that's been submitted, maybe not final comments. But for purposes of completeness for a public hearing, I think I concur with you.
Does the project warrant a public hearing on the basis it's not a change in use at all?
Something that the board already discussed, that primarily for projects on and along Hoosick Road, Route 7, but they have that requiring.
Even that is still a site plan. Jim, this is I think there would be some, public interest in this, as far as maybe some comments, but, we could schedule a public hearing at our next meeting because we have a 3-week period between it. It's only a 2-week period, and we have to go to the following because we just don't have sufficient time to properly notice. So fortunately for you guys, there is a 3-week period between this meeting and the first meeting in June, June 6th. So I would, if the board confers, I would like to schedule that public hearing for 7 o'clock on that meeting on June 6th. Is there any discussion on that, further discussion? Does anybody have a problem with that?
Just gotta get the mailing list out, that's all.
All right then. We'll put you on the agenda for our June 6th meeting, 7 o'clock public hearing. We'll be first on the meeting, first on the agenda for, we're going to do the opens after the public hearing.
Next question is seeker. We'll be able to do that that night as well. I know they will box on one of the EAF forms. Is that something that can be looking to try to condense as much as possible into the one meeting? Gotta ask it, all you can say is no, but
Totally up to recommendation of Ron reviewing the EAF. The board has in the past done both the secret determination and action on the.
it was a minor, we needed that on the bulk storage permit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll be reaching out to it after the city cycle. And feel free to discuss that. And you can discuss the regular, the regular meeting portion on June 6th. And if there's no objections or there's no problems, yeah, we can proceed ahead with the secret determination.
Refresh my recollections, you do a full EAF?
We did a full EAF.
Yeah.
It's the first time we had, I was on vacation, the day I got back, I had to do all this service and stuff.
Oh, that's right, I do recall. So Ron's general practice is to prepare a proposed part 2 and 3 for the board and stuff through that for review and discussion. So I would anticipate that would be done for the June 6th meeting.
All right.
And also, has the current site plan gone to the county?
It will. We usually wait until the public hearing is announced, and so we know it's gotta get down to the county, so we'll get it down there.
So we have to wait for their recommendation back before approval of the commission.
For 3 weeks, the county's are fairly good with it.
Yeah, have to do it.
It'll be back.
Again, just to really, we said that would occur after the public.
No, it'll go right now.
Okay.
We'll get it out tomorrow.
They do have 30 days to respond to Karen this week.
We generally do it.
All right.
Okay, so just as far as timeline, public hearing 6, potentially closed, with seeker. The next question is, this depends on Ron, I'm gonna push him a little bit. We potentially have, conditional approval the following meeting,
Well, you'd have to respond to any
any
comments.
comments? That's why I said potentially.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, okay, understood.
and that's required in writing. So, yes, the bare minimum would be following meeting on June 20th. Anybody have any other questions?
If there's no comments, can it be voted on that night?
Yes, it could be, yes. We just made a, note in the record, in the minutes that there was no comments. No written response. Yes, you're correct. All right, any other questions for us?
Travis, you're gonna try to get your guys' stuff to these guys. The week before.
Yes, they're a week before, so June 6th. That would be actually.
Actually,
Probably.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, sorry. Yeah. I'll square that deal.
All right,
I don't know about anybody else, but I don't require large scale prints. I know the town building department, will, but I'm fine with that by 17, so
So we'll knock off the full size out of 1 by 17.
I'll pull it in. Pull the board, then everybody else can take it.
that's fine, I think, if this was an entirely new site,
So pretty much 1 full size for building and then the rest of the 1 by 17.
sure.
Thank you.
That was Ron.
I was gonna say, normally, Ron will have a full size as well.
And I'll drop off the full size.
I can drop off a sketch of the building tomorrow.
Great.
You want to actually,
Yeah.
All right,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
okay, guys, thank you. Okay. Number 2 on our agenda tonight is Chanel site plan amendment and special use permit. You are Tom. Okay. Who's recusing? Okay. Okay. Now, the last time you came before us, you was under, new business. And everybody's had an opportunity to review these. Is there any added information that you have?
Yes, per the board's requirements last time, you guys wanted the lighting shown on the front and the drainage. So
Okay.
Mr. Holder did that, and the drainage is in a dotted line with the arrows. See it.
Yes. Okay.
He marked it as proposed, but it's existing.
Well, I was at the site and I would say that existing drainage is
Filled in.
about where your units are going.
Well, that one section, I did that. Right now, that ditch is 6 feet wide and then 2 or 3 feet wide. It's just all filled in.
Any of the other, comments? Lighting. Lighting, okay. Lighting is,
They're building.
Hey, Russ. Russ, I have one, I don't think that's the update.
Okay. Now, you're not required to go before the zoning board for anything, for any.
Not that I'm aware of.
He was able to fit it all inside the required setbacks.
Okay,
The original plan, there were more units, and he scaled it back to allow for having everything inside of the proper setbacks.
okay. Wayne, you have any questions?
Is there any fencing?
No.
You don't propose to put any in?
Not at this time. Pretty much the driveway is the only access without having to go down into the kind of got an apple. Obviously, like this one, but not very.
We did receive an ag statement. We have submitted an environmental assessment form, a field form. Did this require a county record?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That has not been submitted? or-
No, we wait until the plan is solidified, public hearing is announced, so, you know, if it's good enough for a public hearing, it's good enough to get on the county.
All right.
And you propose to just extend the gravel up to the front of the new units?
Yes.
Wayne, do you have any questions?
No, I had a list here, and kind of covered.
Lewis? Okay. Being on Route 7, as we stated to the first applicant, we have been having public hearings on this, even though it's an amendment, so we can schedule a public hearing. You want, you do both of them just on the same day?
Sure.
All right, we can do both on the same day. That would be June 6th, you would be at 7:30, or 7:15, excuse me. And the first one would be at 7 o'clock. Once again, you will be second on the agenda for the regular meeting. You will be required to answer all comments and anything, questions, concerns at the public hearing in writing. Before we act on it. If there's no comments and nobody's here, we can wait with that effect. So, at that time, when we make a motion to approve this or whatever, we always do a seeker determination for that. So, would you be available?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions to the applicant? Does anybody have any questions about having a public hearing? No more questions from me? All right, then, I think we're all set. And thank you for giving that update. And we will keep these and give them back to you to be stamped. So you don't have to, at this point, this is the non-version.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll keep these until approval, and then we'll give them to Chuck, we'll stamp them, and then we'll sign off on it. Okay.
Bring your copy next meeting.
All right. Thank you. Okay. We're going to do new business. I have new business. Should we do the, Orton Ridge? Is that- should we do that?
Colton Ridge,
Colton
yes,
Ridge.
that's the development that Tom Wendell is proposing with Matt Bond being their engineer for the corner of Spring Ave and Ridge Road.
Okay, did everybody get,
It's a very preliminary plan, there's no topos on it, there are quite a few hills there. The plan has changed from the first go around where the detention pond is farther down on the, in this site plan.
uh-huh,
I don't know if the earlier proposal that had the pond in the middle, where they would have been having to pump up from the homes on the road.
okay. Is everybody familiar with this? We went through this subdivision, 3 years ago.
First thing that I see is 15 parcels off of that cul-de-sac. It could be 13 if, yeah, but still it's over the number 12.
Okay. Well, the applicant should be informed that probably needs a, where the zoning board on that.
It's town board.
That's town board, excuse me. Yeah. Do you think there's gonna be any problems with driveway permits on Spring Avenue extension for the lots?
I don't know about the line of sight for the first corner lot here.
Yeah.
But that's the county road, so.
Yeah, site distance is very good there.
They would have approved a lot better than it was at the end of Shard, given that right.
Yeah. It's true. That's a county road too, Shelter?
What is the intent with the corner lot? Is that correct?
That's not theirs, that's Mike's. Is that correct, Chuck?
What's in?
That corner lot is Mike's. That's not part of their,
2 or something.
It's not numbered as a lot.
but do they own that?
I believe it is part of that plat.
I don't know if it is.
Sure doesn't look it, it's not numbered, no setback lines.
That was where the lights house was, right?
I thought it was right here. Maybe it's from, oh yeah, you're right here. Yeah, I didn't think that house was in that bad condition.
They have a lot 18 over here. Actually, they have a lot. They have it marked twice. Oh, the whole lot.
There's some wetlands over
Yeah. Do they plan on selling that as a building lot? There too?
there. I'd say if it's numbered, yes.
And the stormwater management would be a lot as well.
Well, they have submitted,
You know, the terrain there, I mean, it's gonna be a cut and fill. And they're gonna have to, you know, he's gonna have to give us those numbers.
I'd also like to see a full environmental assessment form instead of short form.
Oh, yeah.
The number of lots and kind of impact this. Yeah.
okay,
And does the lot on the corner of Spring and count as one of the lots.
Yeah, I'll see if that's in there or not.
Which statement is it?
There's a house now built on the lot, which is at the corner of Spring Ave Extension and Sharp Road.
Yeah.
Which I believe was part of this original parcel.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they got a waiver.
They did get a waiver for that.
So it doesn't need to be numbered.
I'd have to review the record to see if that one was part of that. I don't know.
Yeah, because he did get the waiver and they clear cut all of that white oak off of it. And there was, that exposed what the terrain was really like, which was pretty steep.
Lots 1, 2, and 3 have wetlands in them?
They might.
Sure, looks like.
I think along that road, I think it is.
And these are septic too, so.
I don't know, you're gonna get a house in a, I don't know what the dashed line means, is that the 100-foot
It's probably
setback?
the buffer, 100-foot buffer.
So it's got to,
How are you gonna-
DEC wetlands.
Yeah,
How are you gonna do what they wanna do or not?
good question. No sewer, right? That's all these septic systems.
This is city water or?
They're gonna run water down from,
Yeah, we have water
Spring.
over on Sharp. I think come right across, because we got to feed Postic Hill down Spring Ave, right?
Yeah, isn't there a vault at the end of Spring?
I believe there's some sort of meter pit or something, whether it's a chlorination area or what.
I think it's pressure reducing valve.
Is it? PRV.
And then what do we do about the North Greenbush town line?
Don't we have to notice that?
Is there an adjacent?
500 feet.
We do let the town, I do send a letter to the town clerk.
Is that also the property line though?
I think so. I'll ask that question.
And then the utility line in the back, or 11, 10, 9, and 8.
I'm gonna take that knob down pretty good, but.
Yeah, it's gonna be a,
Okay.
We started cutting a road in.
Yeah, I see that.
and it doesn't look
I don't think that road corresponds to.
No.
No,
To that,
closer to where that's turning.
Yeah. okay. So we gotta get a little bit more information, but, do you wanna put them on the agenda on next page, or?
Just some thoughts on that. Clearly, there's a lot of issues that have been raised, not the least of which is it's a major subdivision. We need topography, we need a stormwater, at least a drainage plan, we need a full EAF. We need a lot more information to begin assessing this.
Yeah.
I think a further submittal could be required for you before you put them on the agenda.
Okay. I agree. Everybody else agree?
So what are they gonna do?
they're not until they submit.
Without
We gotta get some more information. So, yeah.
I mean, this site of topo is gonna. I don't know how it works, but that's, I'm not an engineer.
All right, so that's adjourned until further notice and more information.
At least get the full EAF in and join the topos.
You know, I have a couple of things here, that I understood to be part of new business, and one was the Golden Green.
Moving the sidewalk over to the other side of the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back in.
Yeah, he sent me some plans, and I said, I think we're gonna have to come in for the site plan.
Okay. You want him to come in under new business at our next meeting?
Well, for the application, right?
There's been information submitted, so I got
I
it.
don't think he submitted an application.
Okay.
He just sent me
I
some.
don't recall, I do remember saying you submitted, and I got an email from Wendy. That it was the original site plan approved, and the one with the modification to, they want to move the sidewalk to the other side of Oneida. And we sent a copy of the public hearing comments and saying the concerns about walking along Oneida. So, one of them was expressed concern over pedestrians walking along Oneida Avenue, especially from the additional parking area to the restaurant. And I guess there was a review of this, initial review, and it was pretty well understood that why they wanted to do that it was a better option.
You would have the pedestrian crossing closer to Hoosick Road, and when people see an opening in the traffic on the westbound side, they just pull right in there. I don't even think they'd be aware of pedestrians in the crosswalk
It would
there.
utilize the existing pedestrian crossing.
Yeah, we bring it out to Hoosick Street.
There's a stop sign.
Okay. If they have materials available, and which I think he does, and he does submit an application for an amendment to his site plan, we can put it on there. We had discussion, I have with you, Randy, about whether we require a public hearing. Now that I've required 2 public hearings about site plans on Route 7.
Well, correct, but again, one of the things you look at is whether the amendment is significant or substantial. My recollection is there was one recently where you did not require a public hearing, is that correct?
For business in, Austin.
Yeah.
So that's within your discretion, certainly hold another public hearing and relocate the sidewalk, absolutely, that's within your discretion.
Okay. Well, bare minimum, he has to put submit a negative. And then we'll be allowed the agenda. But, would he be coming in? I don't want to put him on the agenda. Yeah, so, okay. He's gonna have to come in. I told you, my conversation, I thought he was gonna be here.
I thought Matt Bond was gonna be here too.
Okay. All right, then, if you can notify them that
We'll do that.
get everything in order, and we'll. What's that?
Freedom Arms,
What?
He sent a letter, I think you got it electronically, and we handed out the hard copies today. I have not got a chance to review that yet and get a response out, but I will prior to the meeting.
Yeah, he submitted a response. He also made an indication that he is not available for the next 2 meetings, meaning this meeting
So,
and the first meeting in June.
so it'll be June 20th.
So it would be June 20th, so I would request that he be notified for us on June 20th, if he's available.
Mhm.
So we'd be tentative on that, in terms of that meeting. He did bring up some good points. In his response, he also has submitted businesses providing goods and services in zoned residential areas.
I've got to review those to see how accurate they are.
Yeah. And this also is contingent on you making a determination. I'll take it you're still working on that.
I haven't worked on it at all yet.
Okay. All right,
I've been busy doing other things, but I will get to it. You know,
I
a
will-
bit of a relief was June 20th.
yeah.
So.
And the other one, that I thought possibly would be here is consultation.
Yes. Didn't get anything from them yet. They were supposed to have something to us for this meeting, and it hasn't occurred yet.
Okay. So is there any other new business that I?
No, that about covered it.
Okay, Freedom Arms is, well, technically on the old business, they can't count. Is there anything else that anybody wishes to discuss?
First meeting in July is July 4th.
Okay,
Just FYI.
I'm not busy.
so should we have fireworks?
That was just-
I would assume that we were not going to have a meeting. But, you know, I
Town hall will
think,
be closed, it is an official federal and state holiday.
Just throwing it out there because I saw it the other day.
but are you implying that we should reschedule the first meeting?
No, I'm implying that, like, if these guys didn't get their public hearings scheduled, they would have been the second meeting in July before they could do it. So,
Okay,
I mean, it's like, you know, just the way it is, so.
I think if that case occurred, I mean, you could have a special
we could have a
planning
special
board meeting to get those guys through.
I don't see anything that we're working on that's needs a special meeting.
No.
Okay. So everybody should note that the meeting on the 4th of July will not happen. We'll only have one meeting. It will be on the 18th, I guess. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to discuss? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you.
There you go.